That's
Especially the
good
way the
advice.
world is right now. Especially
That's
the way
good
the world
advice.
is right now. Yay, meet some people, have fun. Do not get pregnant. Do not tie yourself legally to anybody. You got plenty of time down the road to think about that. That's just my advice. And a lot of people, they hate to hear me when I talk like that, but that is
No,
how
that's
I feel.
great advice. That's great advice.
I tell them that's what you need to do. And then I sit and I have them laugh and I start saying, you know, my grandma, like my mother's mother and all that. I said, it's reincarnation. I said, y'all know where grandma is at right now. She was reincarnated back into a fly, snatched black woman. She's going to Essence Fest. She's doing this. She's not thinking about no husband. She's not thinking about no babies. She's living her life. And that's what I want for all the young girls. Because they trying to
And they'll be healthier too, Elisa. They'll be healthier. They'll be healthier. They'll live a longer life, a healthier life. And women support each other. You know, so people, you'll die alone. Everybody's going. That's a one person job. Everybody's going to die alone, right? You're going to die alone. You're born, by yourself. And so, but it's when you get older and you might need help or assistance, women will be there to support each other. And so unlike men who going to be dying alone in a convalescent hospital, lying and shit and tea, okay?
Eating a TV dinner. Don't worry about them I know this sounds really rough, but this is the rhetoric that I speak away from TRS because my mind is with the young girls living a life. Think about I don't ever tell nobody don't ever get married. Just don't do it now. Don't have children now.
And do some heavy duty betting from A to Z. And be very careful. And the first sign of something ain't craziness, you already have your exit plan in place.
You have your money in the bank. It don't look like it's going to be nothing. You can split. You don't have to stay. You don't have to stay there. Wait, there's a lot of good people out here. Wait, don't be thinking about relationships and falling in love and having babies. Do you?
And if they want to get you pregnant, if they want to be so cavalier not to wear condoms, and they want to make a baby, you better get the hell away from them.
Get away from them, because you got plenty of time for that. You do. You got plenty of time to do that. Just don't do. And I tell them, don't do it in your 20s. Don't do that in your 20s.
But Elisa, what's the end game when these women are going to go on with their lives and they're not going to be getting married and because what? And you said there's going to be a lot of angry men. So what does that mean when you have a bunch of angry, frustrated men?
You'll have a lot of angry, frustrated men. You all go get a license and learn how to fire it and get strapped. I'm sorry. This is what I tell the young women in my family.
I think them gay porn sites light up.
I think so too.
People should be able to come together and have relationships, and when they finish their education, both. Because this makes it easier on the boys too. I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is better for the boys too, because they not getting strapped down early either.
I would tell the boys the same thing.
The same thing. Get with your friends. Y'all go to the Bulls game. Go on trips. Have a good time. Meet the girls. Have fun. Don't be sick. And this is good for them too. It's not a selfish thing just for the girls. It's good for them too. I tell the boys.
But girls have much more to lose in terms of, because they'll be left with a baby having to raise it alone. So, and it's a very expensive and time consuming. So, and then it stops your path a lot of times, So they have much more to lose.
Everybody gets off course. So this is for the boys and for the girls. Y'all be young. Have fun. Don't think about trying to get serious, trying to get married, trying to have babies. Y'all got the rest of your life for that. Don't do that. Not in your 20s. That's just my advice. Not in your 20s.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be more sexual assaults from men who are frustrated and can't get a woman and angry and they feel unsupported and unloved, will there be more sexual assaults? Will there be more stalking? And then what's the end game for them? Is it going to be jail time, prison time? You see what I'm saying? So going down this whole track of anti-women is actually anti-man.
It is. Anti-women is anti-men. And it doesn't have to be that for either side. It doesn't have to be that. Everybody can live a great life. It doesn't have to be that. You don't have to get down that incel path and end up in prison someplace. It doesn't have to be that. Both sides can live a full life and be happy, and everybody be friends, and everybody do things together. You know, it can be that. Just don't go down that path, and both sides can do well. Because I look at it this way, a lot of, like, some black guys that I talk to, when they hear me, when I said, this is better for you, too, this is better for the young men, too. Why do y'all want to get hassled and buried down in something you can't afford? You can't afford a wife. You can't afford these kids. Don't you want to, when you do whatever it is you're going to do, she does whatever it is she's going to do, and if you two decide to come together, y'all got it together, and it's not going to be a struggle for either one of you. And then they go, yeah, you're right, but there is no but. That's the path. For both men, for both boys and girls, young men, young women, that's the path. There is no but. You get yours together, she get hers together. Y'all have fun. Girls, go to the SSS. Boys, y'all get with your friends and go to whatever it is y'all want to go to and do. And while you doing your thing, if you want to play video games and you want to do that, don't get bogged down. That's my main thing. Nobody get bogged down. Everybody do their thing, and then when you decide this here what you want to do, you got it together, she got it together, and y'all can make a better decision. And you don't have to have struggle. And, well, yeah, I hear what you're saying, sister, but no, there is no but. There is no but. That's the way. That is the way. This is how I look at it. I know, but I know a lot of people right now hate me for saying this, but that's the best way for both. And when I talk about for the girls, I mean that's the best way for the boys too. That's the path. And there are no buts. And our people love to go, but. There are no buts. There are none. You want that for your boys. You want that for your girls. So steer them on that path. There is no buts. But you understand, but. And then the next thing they start is, why are you so bitter? I'm not bitter. I just see things the way, I just see a better path for everybody. Not bitter. Did I lose everybody?
We here with you.
Oh. I just want a better path for everybody, girls and the boys. I want a better path for them.
Yeah, people just don't realize times have changed, and it's not like, you know, our grandmama and them said it was gonna be. Those fairy tales that we read in elementary school about the princess and the king and the castle and the princess getting rescued, all that stuff is just
Cinderella and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let that go. Life would be so much better for everybody if the men stop trying. If the men stop trying to, I want to be the boss, I want to do everything. Don't you know life would be so much better for you if you let that go? Don't you know life would be so much easier for you if you let that go? As women, don't you know if you stop looking for Romeo and Prince Charming, life would be so much better for you if you let that go?
Well, yeah, because it's a psychological thing. This society got us thinking that if we ain't in one of those type of relationship, that something is wrong. And that weighs on people mentality, and there ain't nothing wrong, you know. So people really get depressed with that and all that kind of stuff, and they need to, you know, just let that go. That ain't what it is, you know.
It's not.
Oh, is that you, Miss Lady? Look like you dropped again.
I used to say that people should be married, and two-parent households and stuff, and that's good. But everybody don't want that.
No, and if you want to live like that, then you as an individual, as a person, as a human, and the two of you need to realize that that is something that needs to be worked on. It just don't come. It's just not passed out like candy. A good relationship is something that both of you deserve, and if you work for it, you deserve it. Who's this unknown caller?
You'll get it.
Big J here.
What's up, Big J?
Yeah. Okay. What do you want people to let go, or men to let go?
Let go of this old way of thinking about how, you know, the princess and the palace, and, you know, saving the princess and all this kind of stuff. That shit don't exist no more.
Romeo and Juliet, let that go. And for men to let go, that you got to be the boss, that you got to carry everything on your back. That's a lot of responsibility. Let that go. You get with a woman, y'all work that thing together, equal.
And saying that, I'm not downing a relationship that two people are in. I take my hat off to two people that's in a good, strong, solid relationship. But it's not as easy. It's not as easy as they made it out to be. You know, people got to work on that. That ain't nothing to just hand it to you. You know.
And Tyrone, especially when one person feels they got to be the boss and they got to take all the load. No, y'all do that thing together, and there will be less stress on. There'll be less stress on both people, and that's what people need to let go. Let that you being the boss, the head of everything. You don't have to be the head of that or the boss of that. Y'all could do it together. And she better be
Okay, Lisa. But understand, Lisa, but you got people around here talking about, I need the 666 man. He needs to have 6-pack, 6 figures, and 6 feet and above.
Well, that's a dream too. That's a dream too. They need to let that go.
That's a dream too. And for the men, let go. And she needs to come down off that. And Ben needs to let go. I want her to be subservient and bring me my paycheck. You gotta let that go too. All of that.
Gotta come down to ground level.
You gotta come down to ground. You gotta come down and see what things are. You gotta come down to ground level and start seeing, what things really are. And you have a lot of stress off yourself, and you won't have struggle. It's just that a lot of expectations that people have. Some of it is just it's kind of crazy, actually. That's just how I look at it. Kind of crazy. And the young people, this is another thing that a lot of young people get upset with me. Like when young girls is like, well, for our first day, I mean, this little guy, he's a nice little guy. He's working at McDonald's. And I want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, and I want him to do this, and I want him to, well, he ain't got that. Why? He doesn't have that. Why don't y'all go, and this is the forbidden word. Some women will call me a pygmy for this. Y'all go to the park and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Y'all go to,
you bringing up a good point. That first date, but both of you need to look at yourself and assess what you can and can't do, and don't try to live this fake life of social media and spending a whole bunch of money unless you can afford it. But if you can't, if you're serious about each other, then y'all need to be true to each other.
Y'all need to have a little bit, and also, this is a safety thing for me with young girls. You want him to spend all this money, then he might expect something from you. First date shouldn't be all of that anyway. First date should be going to the park. You meet up, y'all have a cup of coffee, go to the coffee house, have a great conversation.
Yeah.
That is what a first date should be.
Because what's going to happen is you go spending all this money on the first date and trying to show your bling. Later, 2 years down the road, they're gonna be like, well, you know how I was when you met me. Well, I can't afford that.
And I did. Let that go.
That's why Mr. Solutions goes with a handkerchief and a water.
I'm not saying you should be cheap, but my thing is, nobody should be spending no money on anybody when you don't know that person. Get get together and don't even be going out to dinner because you're stuck in a restaurant. If you meet up at the coffee shop or you have a cup of coffee, have great conversation, go for a walk, and then once y'all like, okay, I think this is going to be something. And if he want to take you to dinner, let him take you to dinner. But in the beginning, somebody you don't know, you don't let people be spending money and stuff on you that you don't know. They don't know you. Because somebody be expecting stuff that you're not willing to give, and then you sitting there looking stupid when they throw it up in your face. That's just me. I don't know. That's just me. So I just wouldn't have people spending money on me that I don't know. I don't know you. See, I'm not going to allow you to be spending money. I don't know you. That's just me. That's a safety thing, too. It's just a safety thing, too. And when somebody turn on you and get nuts, well, then, you should have thought about that. That's what I tell my nieces. You don't know these people. These men, these young people, you don't know these people to spending money on you. And then somebody come up, well, I did this and I did that. Then what you going to do? No. Keep it simple. That first date should be simple. That's just how I look at it.
Let me let Big J go, and then I'm going to check this caller right here. Who's this unknown caller?
Yo, what up? It's Anthony, man.
All right, Anthony, you can go after Big J. Yeah, you can go after Big. Yeah, I can hear you. You can go after Big J. Go ahead, Big J.
No, I got nothing to say.
All right, what's up, Anthony?
The Jets are
well,
looking
can I
good.
ask Big J a question? Does that make sense to you since you asked the question, Big J? Does that make sense to you? Keep it simple.
Yeah. As somebody who's grown older, yes, but as somebody who looked back 15, 20 years ago, I would say I probably would not agree with you because of there's not much stock in younger men. So I just leave it there.
But now, do you, as somebody who's older, do you agree with that? Keep it simple.
Right.
Yeah, but Big J got a point about the age because there's a lot of immaturity in decision making when you're that young,
Well, I agree. It's a lot of immaturity that goes along with that. That people get in a situation they don't know how to deal with. That's why. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. You don't know one another. Keep it simple.
Well, you get long-winded right after you introduce another caller.
Okay, well, no. We were trying to close out a point, so don't come in here picking. We closed out the point, sir. Welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, my boy. What's going on?
I wanted
to touch on. I don't think it's more about hating women, like the lady said earlier. Kamala's role, her role is directly tied to the Biden administration. So a lot of the criticism that she gets is really coming from him, not her. She's pretty much collateral damage at this point. So I don't think people are hating her strictly because she's a woman. I know there are people out there that are like that, but for the most part, it's because of what they've been doing the past 4 years. Like, okay, what are you gonna do at this point? Like, why aren't you doing it now?
Okay, so what did they do the last 4 years that people don't like them?
That's not the point. But my point is the thing that she's trying to introduce now. Hold on.
Well, not to mention what fucking role does a vice president have in the United States? Name me one vice president that has their name in history as passing something or doing something. Please.
Well, I get his perspective. I get his perspective. He's talking about the Biden administration.
She can be an advisor to the president. She could be in his ear and actually pitch certain things that, like they're good ideas. Why not pitch it now? Why can't we look at an example right now?
Okay, well, clearly you're not gonna.
They're only ideals, man. That's all it is. Ideals.
Well, clearly you're not gonna vote for Harris. So there's no. I think I don't know about Big J's perspective, but I think the majority of the people over here might vote for Democrats. So you're not doing it. So I mean, I don't know where you going with it.
No, the point is, okay, when it comes to Harris, right? Part of it is because black women in their sorority groups, the sorority group of 2000 was pitching for Kamala Harris or even Karen Bass. You know, Karen Bass, who is the mayor of Los Angeles, she was on that short list. Even Miss Demings out of Florida. So it was the black sorority groups that was lobbying the Democratic Party. Make sure a black woman, a woman of color, was picked. But black men, they don't organize like that. Black men don't organize. And that's part of the problem. You know, black men are not organized like that. You know, you don't see no Greek organizations, no fraternities from not Spelman. Spelman's a woman's college. From Morehouse or any of the ACBUs actually affecting public policy. They're not doing that. It's really the sorority groups. It's really the women groups doing that. Right. Right, and that's where you see the problem lies at. The jealousy that on that alone, and then when Goldman Sachs and Lehman Brothers was doing that, well, we will give black women grants and loans. Well, everybody complained about it, but y'all got to see who was on the board. There was no black man on the board of Lehman Brothers and Goldman Sachs and I forgot the other one, the Bank of America. Those black dudes, Condoleezza Rice, Susan Rice, Oprah, Gayle King. I forgot the other names. They was all on them boards, but there was no black men on them boards.
George Lucas' wife, she's on a lot of...
Right, George Lucas' wife, yeah. They was on them boards.
Big
there was no black men on them boards.
Hey, Big J.
Black women say, hey, we help get y'all in this White House. This here what we want. And they give them what they want.
And it's the thing about closed mouths don't get fed type thing. You know, and black men was more focused on shame, blame, and explain. They're not even focused on that. They're not focused on that because you have to be in that boardroom to do it.
Big J, the Black Panther Party, is that an example of black men organizing?
I think it means now in this current time.
I'm talking about now. We ain't talking about things. We're talking about now. Talking about now. From 2020. I'm talking from 2016 and 2020 and up till today for the last 8 years.
But there are examples of black men organizing though, so it's doable.
I said from 2016 up till today.
They're just not viral right now. It's happening, man. Like I would shout out Q Buddy, bruh. The niggas organizing at a whole damn school, a black only school in Brooklyn. Like
that's not no level of Lehman Brothers and being part of Goldman Sachs.
I get it, but come on, don't move the goalpost on me.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You see that? Hold on. You see that right there? He accused me of moving the goalpost.
Yeah, black men, period, don't know how to organize.
I said the last 6 years. What part that you don't get?
When they said they said there was 30,000 black women on that, and this is a lot of things that people didn't know. I was on that call too. They have been doing that for years, coming together, raising money for this, putting together PACs and different things and out here lobbying these people politically. So that wasn't a new thing that they did to help to raise money for Kamala. Those groups of women, and you would be surprised who's involved in that. They have been doing that for years.
Yeah, the collective. There was a thing called the Collective PAC. There was a thing called what's it called? Yeah, Collective, and there was another organization that they created.
They've been doing that for years.
Well, to his question, or to what he's saying, it is a point that why we don't have another party, too.
They knew that politically was the way to go, and that's what they did. That's what they did. And when they helped get them in that White House, they came up, they said, okay, this is what we want. And they got it. Why do you think all the grants and things came down? That's what it was. This is what we want. And it was given to them.
And it sounds to me like they figured out that working within a pre-existing system and trying to change that is probably easier to do than creating a whole new party and trying to, get up with the big boys first before you could even implement changes or bring a different system.
So while the this is the reason why the independent, the Green Party, doesn't get a lot of traction. So pretty much, again, we spoke about, we need another party. Well, they're I guess the organized committees, different groups around the country, colleges, just organizations, NAACP. They get behind somebody. They pretty much they're like, well, we're gonna put our stock here, and this is what works best at this moment. You need the numbers. Again.
BIGJ, I'll do you another one, bruh. An example of black men organizing. The Million Man March.
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was that?
What do you mean? How long
Not
ago
to
was
mention, not to mention. I bet you
was
money.
it for politics?
Men,
It was not for politics.
I bet you money. Men didn't organize that. I bet you them sisters organized the shit. I bet you them sisters organized that shit.
But I mean, overall, what was the ultimate agenda of the Million Man March? What was it? Was it a political thing? Was it
I'm trying to answer the question, bro.
No. Hold on. Was it to organize black men and women, or was it a political organization, or to organize politically?
Can I answer the question? It was 9 years ago.
New York. I'm gonna tell you that Million Man March was a power demonstration for Farrakhan to try to show white folks the power he had with the black community.
Right.
That's all it was. That's all it was.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't put too much in the sense too, where it wasn't a thing that it was geared towards politics. So maybe something like that.
I just wanted to throw that out there. He just put it out there. I mean, blankly saying.
I said, what did I say? What did I say?
He did say 6 years. He said in the last 6 years. I believe he
said
first.
Right. The Million Man March happened in 1995.
Yeah.
All right.
There's nothing came out of that. I said the last 6 years.
Well, do you think that's happening right now?
Well, Louis Farrakhan got at least $1 million out of that.
Damn, come on, Tom. let me ask you.
He did. He told everybody to donate $1, and
do you think
he got it?
Genius.
Big J, do you think that is happening last minute
right
right
now with $1
in these days?
Smart.
Big J, do you think that is happening in these last days though? They're organizing now. Is it?
How is he robbing them when it's only $1? It's just 1 million people with $1. Like, that's genius, bro.
No, you're not. Let me just.
You don't have $1, bro.
let me say this about that $1, Anthony. Those men were motivated to go to Washington because they was looking for change. As a matter of fact, I think their motto was atonement. But let me finish. Please don't cut me off. I think that his motto was atonement, right? atonement for America, atonement for you know, the way that we've been treated. So whenever you say that he didn't rob nobody, yeah, because none of that stuff got implemented. That he was talking about the change that's going to happen with these million black men getting together and all that kind of stuff. But he came out on top. He was grifted the motherfuckers for $1 million at least, and he did nothing.
Goalposts all over the place, bro. Y'all are moving the goalposts all over the place, bro. Isn't that? Wouldn't that?
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me hear what Lisa's saying.
One thing. Huh?
Go ahead.
But my only question is that an example of black men organizing?
Well, yeah, organizing to get shitted. So shit.
Oh my God.
No, Tyrone, it was a little more than that, and I will say that, and the women supported that march too. The women supported that.
Well, do you see that happening?
But overall, Big J is right. Black men don't organize politically. Let me stop, because I watched Roland Martin out there doing hard work.
Where's George Washington, nigga? No, I want to go back in history, bro. We got a lot of examples of black men organizing.
We're talking about the last big
I'm talking about today, Anthony.
Black men all day, like,
of course,
bro.
Black men and black women for the civil rights movement, affirmative action.
We build each other up, bro.
Okay, I'm not saying in history, Anthony. Just calm down. I'm just saying like today, but I have to give Roland Martin credit, and I have to give there's other black men out there trying to get their voice out there too. So as a matter of fact,
I gotta call bullshit. I gotta call bullshit on Anthony's fake
only because it's
outrage.
Yeah.
His fake outrage. Because since I got the whole family here, y'all name for me one time that Anthony has came on here and disparaged somebody white for their negative behavior. But I can count on both hands and both feet how many times he's brought somebody black up. Y'all let me know when he get there.
Well, he's a Hebrew. That's what they do. You know, they love their white
Clearly
Jesus.
Want to argue, and now he want to talk about the Bible and Hebrew.
No, I was trying to explain to Mama Boy your mindset, and you ain't got to respond to this, but the Hebrew Israelites, regardless of how much they scream racism, they love their white Jesus. So they full of shit, you know.
Well, I don't.
Is Jesus white? Is Jesus white or black, Anthony?
Well,
see,
they didn't call himself black back then. He was a person of color.
Mm-hmm. Was he African though?
Better term. I don't want to get into that, bro.
Yeah, I know you don't. There, so but hold on, but that's my point. That's my point. Now you got modern. You got modern. Wait, let me say.
I got a good point because you don't want to deal with it no more. I got.
Well, let me just say this right here. You got modern Christians now trying to say that Jesus was black and all that kind of stuff, and I get it. But like I know that the Hebrew Israelites, they go by that damn Old Testament, and in that Old Testament, Jesus came from around the Mediterranean Sea. So he was not African. He just wasn't. You know, so it is what it is.
He ain't in the Old Testament.
Huh? No, that's what I'm saying.
He's not in the Old Testament.
I know, but if y'all talk about him, that's how you're going to refer to him.
All there is about it is speculation. He ain't in the Old Testament.
Okay, well, we can move on. We can still talk about politics and your hate for Harris.
I don't hate her.
Are you gonna vote for?
Bro, I don't talk about who. No, I don't talk about that part.
Why speak? If you don't want to give us your viewpoint, why speak about it at all? Like, what's the purpose? Like, if you're not if you want to come on here and throw salt,
to be a contrarian.
Listen to what I'm saying. If you want to come on here and throw salt at the campaign and what they're doing,
make it known who they're supporting like that, bro. Only black people do that.
Okay, so we're grown people on this land and we make up our own mind. So we don't need your education on whatever you're saying, right? But if you got such strong opinions about politics, you should be at least bold enough to tell us what you're going to do.
I mean, you do understand context clues, right? Like you would be able to pick up on who I'm not going with, who I'm not rolling with.
Well, you're not going with Harris for sure. We know that.
Well, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go with Trump. I could go with the Green Party. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just not gonna tell you where I'm going.
I think that you're not going to vote.
I mean, maybe not.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Tyrone, you have just won the weekly prize.
that's how a lot of these guys on social media do, man. They talk all that shit, but they don't show up at the polls.
Right, and the thing is, we got people on here, and I'm gonna say this: they have a warehouse mindset, right? They don't want to elevate their thinking to the next level, and it shows. Like, this whole thing about Harris is really about, we got to defeat the black woman, or the image of the black woman, right, in order to prop themselves up.
I think we got to build each other up, man.
To be equal.
I'm talking. To build black women up.
And be equal. Why are you talking? I'm talking. Now, that's what I see when I look at Phil the Advice show. That's what I see from the Manosphere. That's what I see from the more I hear them talk, they don't come with no educated reasons why they don't like Harris or why they won't vote for Harris. For me, I feel like
it's about
shut up! I'm talking.
Let him finish.
Now the thing I said, right, is that
guilty by association, bro.
Shut up! Now the thing I said is that for me, the reason why I'm against Harris, I'm gonna use like the Middle East policy, not calling out Benjamin Netanyahu out, when him killing all these Palestinians, him making the Middle East worse than making the world a lot worse than what it is. What's going on in Ukraine, making that worse. That what I would say if I'm against Harris. But if you talk to any of these Negroes online, it's about Asian crime bill, the so-called Asian crime bill, this, that, and the third about with abortion, all these other stuff that has nothing to do with the context of the conversation. While at the same time, these guys are voting for a candidate who's against the Department of Education. When black men, when their demographic is at the second to the bottom of the least educated of men, or least educated among all groups within the United States, and who's being exploited by the criminal justice system. See, they ain't thinking on those terms, and it shows that these guys have a welfare mindset, they have a scarcity mindset, and sooner or later it's going to bite them in the ass if Trump wins.
I think they just Hawk two brothers. That's it.
Hawk Tuah. No, Anthony ain't no Hawk Tuah. But Sergeant ABC is.
Well, hold on. I got to write that down. Hawk Tuah. Oh, I got to write that down. Hawk Tuah. I'll write that down. Oh, man. But yeah. And that's what I think they think there's a lot of insecurity going on.
Well,
because because a lot of these people only repeating what other people are saying. They're not having a different talking point. It's just the same thing across the board. So that's it. That's all.
Yeah, it's the same old stuff. It's always something negative. And it doesn't matter with any conversation. Like Anthony, I think you was one of the people that whenever the crimes happened in the black community and we was focused on those murders by police officers, you was always one that came and gave a contrary point of view. It's the same thing with politics. You're just going to give whatever the other side is saying. I'm not saying that you're taking their side, but you have to be contrary for some reason. I don't know what that is.
Hawk Tuah.
Right. That's why Obama and I forgot the other guy went ahead and came out, because everybody sees this. Everybody see these criticisms. These criticisms does not fit the facts. It don't fit the facts.
Yeah, and a lot of black men were hurt when Obama was. I mean, I agree with him, but I don't agree with the way he said it and how he said it. Should have been like a different conversation. But he was absolutely right. When he was talking to black men.
Right.
Tyrone, can I ask you how should he have done it then?
I don't know, but the finger wagging posture is just not a good look. You know what I mean? I mean, those were black men, and I think that it could have been different.
I see what you're saying, but because he's not blind, and because he is intelligent, he see what goes on online.
No, he was on point with everything he said. But what that did was that set him up for a lot of people to retaliate in their little YouTube videos and all that kind of crap,
But the thing is, what I was glad that, because he could have did it on big stage at a rally, he didn't. He did it when it was kind of I don't know if he was in an auditorium or something like that.
I think that he was at like an election campaign headquarters when he talked to those guys.
And they were all sitting around having a talk together. Yeah. And I was just glad that he did it that way instead of like at a campaign rally.
Oh, on a stage, yeah.
Yeah, so I was glad that he didn't do it that way, because that would have looked really bad. But should he have just not said anything? Because he sees what
I think he should have. But I think that he's talented enough to have did it another way to not offend those guys. And you know how sensitive black men are. Black men are just sensitive, and they're gonna find anything negative to say. So,
well, Tyrone, I sort of agree with you. Sort of. The only, I guess, thing that causes me to think a little different is that he knows the shenanigans that black men will pull too.
Well, he do. That's why you and Elisa are right about that. Is that he got in their face and he said what needed to be said.
That's right.
So I mean, my whole thing is I just hate that it had to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. I hate that had to happen. But a lot of black women was upset. I wasn't upset. I was like, well, that's between the men. That the men hash that out. But a lot of black women, like Nina, the one who was in Congress, Nina, whatever it is, she was doing a lot of talking. And then the black women got upset with her. Okay.
Nina Turner.
Nina Turner, I love that woman.
Yeah,
she can go now.
I don't. Nina Turner.
You don't like Nina Turner?
No. I mean, I like what her causes and stuff, but I didn't like how she handled that, because she came off as very pick-me-ish. And I just felt that keep your mouth out of that, Nina. Let the men handle that. And I think she came down a little, because some of the talking points that she had as it related to that was not true. And it was not true.
I'm going to have to push back on that for a minute, Lisa, because there is a point that Nina is trying to convey, right? Because I I do agree with Tyrone that I believe though that was a mistake that Obama did. I think that was a mistake. Right? It should have been somebody else that would have said it. It would have been better if somebody else would have said it instead of him. Because it stirred up a hornet's nest and then it become a rallying cry. All it did became a rallying cry for these niggas online. And
but they wasn't gonna vote anyway, Joe New York. I mean, them Big J, they wasn't gonna vote for her anyway.
Right, but I'm talking about okay.
Think about this. Just give me a second. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it just caught my attention. Think about this, Jay. If they that flimsy to where they'll get up in their panties over something as simple as a it's coming admonishment towards black men with all the rhetoric that's been on YouTube. Ain't nobody stupid. I mean, if it don't apply, you let it fly. But if you that fragile where it piss you off, now you ain't gonna vote for Kamala. You wasn't gonna vote for it anyway, bitch, nigga.
Okay, and I would agree with you, but knowing where Nina Turner's from Ohio, that's it's going to take. It's only going to be 2-3 counties that's going to decide the election. It's not going to be a state. It's not going to be a region. It's going to be a county. It's going to 2-3 counties that's going to decide. That's going to tip it over the edge. Walker County, Milwaukee County. That's in Wisconsin. That county and Walker County will be 2 counties that's going to decide the election. If you sit there and piss off at least 100 to 1,000 people, you can sway that state and sway the electoral college. So I see why she.
You're right, Big J. You're absolutely right about that. But then Mama's boy is too. Kamala ain't opened her mouth to them. Barack did that. So you gonna take it out on her because a lot of black men don't like Barack anyway. And don't think he don't know that.
Right. And a part of me agree with you, right? A part of me would agree with you because how many times these Negroes online will call Michelle a man? Yeah. Or she's a transsexual, or she's this. Because that's been going on ever since he was president. All them niggas online was siding with them white dudes calling Michelle a man.
You're right.
So not to mention, Big J, the quantifiably most human online that's saying Obama did nothing for black people are black men.
Right.
There's nobody on the internet. They even talk more shit about Obama than white men.
Yes, they do.
So
they don't like him anyway, and he knows this.
Right, and my thing is on this too. This whole Obama never done anything for black people, and I keep on rolling out this. Okay, then how come from April of 2011 to January 2017, black unemployment dropped from 15% to 4%. But you don't see these people online mentioning that. Well, he didn't do enough for black people. Oh, wait a minute, it's right here. This is the proof. Black unemployment drops. There's more black people getting jobs. What are y'all talking about? And when you tell these clowns who are online, they got nothing to tell you. They don't back it up. They just repeat what other people tell them. Just like the Anthony.
That's why I was going down the road with Anthony whenever he came on here and said that Biden and Harris ain't did nothing. I was just going to go down Biden record because Biden did way more for this economy for his black ass than Trump ever did. So I don't see how they come up with that conclusion.
You know what they talking about, though. You know what they talking about when they say They ain't did nothing for black people. They talk about reparations. You know, that's what they talk.
Well, that's just ignorant there.
Yeah, but that is what they're talking about. Because you could say you could tell them all that other stuff, like what you and Big J are saying, but they're basically talking about reparations. And it's not like we deserve reparations, but we gonna have to buy that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to buy it until we figure that out.
And then right. And then though, on top of that, right, this whole Obama, you know how people talk about the Asian hate crime bill, right? And I said, okay, well, if y'all read the bill itself, it didn't say anything about Asian people. The only time it said about Asians was the preamble. But if you read the bill itself, it didn't mention Asian. It didn't mention any race. So it wasn't an Asian hate crime bill. It was a bill Asians wanted to happen. You know, it's kind of like the civil rights bill. It didn't say black people on there. It says you should not do this based upon race or religion.
Exactly. But another thing, Big J, that they ignored by this anti-lynching bill. I hate to say this, but that was for black people.
Well, what bill? At least what bill?
Anti-lynching bill.
Oh yeah. See that the hate crimes laws. See that's why I don't even talk to these people, because those hate crime laws they was put in place for fucking racism and hate against black people.
But that was put in place for everybody. But the
anti-lynching is definitely directed toward the black community.
Black people, It's sad to say, but that was directed for us. Sad to say, but it is.
But those Asians, the Asians needed some damn type of cover, especially when you had the president of the United States putting a damn target on their damn back.
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Tyrone, that's why those Central Park Five finna get paid. But they also, that's why you also had the voting rights bill for us.
Yeah, that was for us too. That was basically for us too. Yeah. So I don't know, but this is just people are going to get upset. But when Biden and them won the election, y'all remember when they called it? They finally called it, and they had a rally. And y'all remember at the rally they all walked out. Kamala came out to Mary J. Blige and then Biden and his family, and when both of them, I said, "Ooh, this is going to be something." Coming up, when they both paid homage to, who did they pay homage to up on that main stage? Black women. And I said, that's not going to sit right with the men. It's not going to sit right with the men. And therefore, that's sad that me as a black woman thought that. When they was like, and black women, they did because Biden said it and Kamala said it. I said, that's going to cause a ripple effect in our community. Because that's not going to sit well with the men, that they're giving black women all this praise at their "we're so happy to win" rally, you know. And I was right. And as a black person that is part of the black community, I shouldn't have felt that way, but I knew what was coming. That it wasn't going to sit
Sister
right.
Lisa, black men just gonna have to get fucking used to it, because there's finna be a black Madam President, and they gonna have to just bow their damn head. That's all it is. That's all it is. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm tired of coddling these damn grown ass damn men. We holding these niggas in our arms like they some damn soft fucking rabbit. Like they just The wind can't even disturb them. They'll catch a cold. Fuck these weak ass, pussy ass niggas. Get shit all up in their damn drawers because they scared of a black woman. Nigga, man the fuck up.
I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting once this election is over. It's gonna be interesting and to see how people are gonna conduct themselves. Because she gonna win. She got this. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we move forward with this.
I say we don't need them weak ass niggas in our crew. Let them go on over to Donald Trump. We don't need them weak ass niggas with us.
Don't say that, Mama's boy, because they part of the community, and I just hope they can get on board.
Well, sis, if I gotta jump back in, if I gotta jump back into the baby making pool to replace them niggas, just let them go.
Don't say that.
But you know, I gotta say, I kind of agree with Mama's boy on this because there's a miseducation of black men, right? And it demonstrates of who they're listening to. Because just like one person on his phone who was on, I don't know if he hung up or not, but he don't know what a vice president does. Vice presidents don't make no policy. That might that only depends on who let me say the only thing the vice president does is be what? President of the Senate, right?
Uh-huh. And they take orders from the president.
And that's their job. Their job is to do what the fuck the president tell their ass to do. That's their job.
Right.
That's what's on their application when they fill it out.
So it wasn't like she just sit there and just the border. I'm at the border. She does not control the border. She might review some policy about the border, do some fact finding about the border.
She did what she was supposed to do. Joe Biden sent her to the Golden Triangle countries to work out some sort of deal to keep their people from coming to America, make their countries safe enough for them to stay in their own country. And she raised $5 billion of private money for them to build infrastructure and shit in Venezuela, Honduras, and the other. And so those people would quit coming to America. They'd stay in their own damn country. That's what the fuck she did. And guess what? She's been the most active vice president since the beginning of this fucking country. Ain't no vice president done more than she has, because most vice presidents don't do shit.
Right. Most vice presidents don't do anything. And here's the thing, since they don't want to talk about, well, she didn't do this. Okay, she's the first vice president since John Adams who had the highest record of breaking the tie in the Senate. With 33, no, it was more than 33 votes. John Adams had like 32. So she's been mostly active, but not the way these Negroes online, are on talking about the board. No, she did her constitution. What it says in the Constitution what her duties are, she fulfilled them. So I wish people would stop.
But they got that from Trump saying that why didn't she do all of that? And it's because you failed middle school civics classes. You don't know that the vice president don't create policy. Vice president don't do all that stuff that you're talking about because you failed middle school civics. I don't even know if they teach civics anymore in school. I don't know.
Ma'am, they do, but civics has slid down to elementary school. It's no longer in junior high. It's in elementary school. When you get to junior high, you're going into social studies. So that means you already know your civics.
You should know your civics by the time you get. But they need to put it back in middle school. I think so the students will have a better understanding of what they're learning. Because you got too many people out here still saying, why she didn't do this, why she didn't do that. And I just said, see, you could have learned that in civics class. Y'all didn't learn this in civics class, what the role of the vice president is? He can't do all that stuff. The vice president can't do all that stuff y'all talking about. They just can't.
Yeah, because it's only based upon the vice president's role is based upon who is the president and the personality of that administration.
And to me, Big J, there's one more very important thing has to happen before a vice president does anything. They got to get the orders out of the mouth of the president.
Right.
Basically,
people just need to be looking at this race though and seeing who is qualified and who ain't. And Donald Trump ain't nowhere qualified. He wasn't qualified the first time, and he damn sure ain't qualified this time. Now that we didn't found out he committed sexual assault and got found liable for civil rape, even if that's a damn thing, and all these felonies, and we know that people gone to jail for him trying to overturn the election. Rudy Giuliani done lost his fucking house and his law license because of Donald Trump's lies. And there's been other lawyers that's done and failed by the wayside because of Donald. So this guy is disqualified from running. I don't get it.
Hey, Tyrone, there finna be one more, finna be a casualty of Donald Trump.
Who?
Elon Musk.
Nah, Elon Musk got too much money, man.
No, listen to me, hear me out. I know he got a lot of money, but if he thumbs his nose at the Secretary of State, District Attorney, and the state's prosecutor about this $1 million giveaway shit, he can still get convicted of a crime.
Well, he can, but I mean,
they sent him a letter. The DOJ sent him a letter. They sent him a cease and desist. They say,
Elon got
this shit you doing.
Elon got fuck you money, man. He got like fuck you government money. So I mean, you're right. They could still charge him and all that kind of stuff, right? But what weight will it have?
Hear me out, Tyrone. I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just saying there's some gray area here. Just hear me out. I think he's got a problem with money if he loses his government contracts, and he stands to lose them. Fucking around with this fucking. It's called a unauthorized lottery.
Well, yeah, and you bring up another point. I want y'all to think back when Stacey Abrams was in Georgia, and they had souls to the poll, and then they actually made a law in Georgia where it was illegal to give people water standing in line. Now, I want you to look at how they're responding to Elon Musk actually offering $1 million for damn voters. For black people getting a bottle of water, they was getting charged with a goddamn crime. And here they are trying to just, tap Elon along and say, don't do that with your money. That's some bullshit.
It is.
But I think it's come on. Go ahead. I'm on the phone.
I was just saying, I think he could lose. If he loses these government contracts, he ain't got them billions you think he do, because he's underwater on Twitter, right? Twitter's worth zero because it's 10. It costs $10 billion to own it, not 40, and it's $10 billion in debt, so it's actually worth zero, right? And he took that 40 billion he made, he spent on Twitter. He had 30 extra billion that he overspent. He also had some issues with SpaceX, and Tesla is really killing him because he's supposed to be getting money off of Tesla, but Tesla is actually underwater.
Yeah, they bleeding.
And remember, he fired all them employees out there.
And the thing is,
Elon Musk is hurting, bro. He ain't sitting like you think. I'm telling you. He hoping Trump win, because that will save him.
that will save him. And if Kamala win this election, don't think. Well, first of
He's
all,
still gonna win a little bit.
She got to get rid of the DOJ. She got to get rid of the current one, put somebody else in that position. He got to go.
He's weak. They weak.
Yeah, man. I'm tired of that motherfucker Garland, man. Somebody need to put him on a Garland.
He's soft. He's trying to like.
Biden should have got rid of Garland. Why he let him stay in there is beyond me. But if Kamala win, he's getting rid of Garland. And don't think that this country, along with the alphabet boys, is not coming after Elon. They are. They are coming after Elon. Elon got a lot of money, but he ain't got that much money.
Well, if he had that much money, would he be chasing Trump, right?
Well, I'm trying to tell y'all, Elon trying to buy a damn country now. Once he get America under his belt, he gonna go for the next country that he can get.
Well, see, another thing he gonna have problems with. Another thing he gonna have problems with, and it's forecast in the future. At least I am forecasting it because I've seen it happen to a bunch of motherfuckers. He ballooned the stock of Tesla and then sold some of it. It made like $40 billion.
But the problem with our Justice Department, and like y'all saying, Garland and whoever's in there, they're not holding these people accountable for these financial crimes. I agree. Because Donald Trump is guilty of violating the emoluments clause, for owning businesses while he was the president, for his children owning businesses. The fucking Justice Department should have been all over that shit. Jared Kushner got $2 billion from the fucking Saudis. And not only that, Donald Trump is still in goddamn association with the Saudis, with fucking the fucking Jewish guy, with Netanyahu, with Vladimir Putin. Yeah. This Justice Department ain't doing shit about none of that stuff.
Had Biden got rid of Garland, it would have been a different story. Why he kept Garland? I agree.
Yeah, the only thing I'll throw on the table real quick, Big J, real quick. The only thing I'm gonna throw on the table is there may be some change going, and I'm not tooting nobody's horn. It's just what I've been reading. Elon may have an issue, okay, and yeah, the lottery thing could be a problem, but he's actually got even tougher issue coming up. I'm sorry, Big J. Go ahead. It'll come back to me. I'll tell y'all what it was. It was in my head and it just jumped out there.
I'm sorry about that. I think the reason why Garland was picked was out of favor because Garland was supposed to be on the Supreme Court in 2016, and never happened. And I guess Biden still was trying to obligate his promises to Garland, instead so he couldn't be Supreme Court judge. I'll make you Attorney General, and that's why Garland is there. You go on. I'm sorry. That was the point I was going to make up. I was going to make so.
But he gonna be gone. Kamala win this thing. Garland is gone.
Yeah, Kamala. I want Garland gone, and I want Blinken gone too. I want Blinken gone too.
Blinken gone. Yeah, he's gone too. Hopefully he's gone.
Because he didn't have no guts. He didn't have no guts against Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah. He going over there wasting taxpayers' money, taking these trips, and ain't shit getting done but motherfucking death.
No, Netanyahu, he done bombed a whole new country. Ain't he in Lebanon fighting now or some shit?
Man, they gonna take all that shit. Remember I said that. They gonna take all that shit. Beirut, because think about it, right? They're gonna have security. They're gonna bring in the security once they blow everything out. They making people run. They tell you, listen, move out because we're gonna blow this shit up. They run out. They blow this shit up. They come in there. Right now, when you try to come back in there, now you got to go through their security. They're not letting your ass back in. Guess what? Once they clean that shit up, they're going to build developments. They're going to tell you, well, we can't do nothing for you because what used to exist doesn't exist anymore.
See, that whole bullshit about the United States saying they defending sovereign countries, that's some bullshit. They don't give a fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, and bombing Tehran. You know, you went all the way to Iran and with all them Air Force jets and just bomb Tehran. I'm like, what the hell?
They playing with fire now.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what happened.
See, and then if you speak against that, you anti-Semitic. That's some bullshit.
Right.
These motherfuckers are tyrants.
And then though,
I'm telling you, it's Netanyahu and the hard right wing over there. Netanyahu knows that the minute he's out of office, he's
going to jail.
It's time to get his shit going. You know, he running it. He got the same problem Trump got. You ain't president, you going to Yale. You know. So if you really look at it, yeah, Netanyahu is actually a madman on the switch right now, and he's actually hurting America with that posture. And I'm telling you, Joe Biden is that old school politician trying to keep everything looking good on the surface and work through the back channels. And at this point, you know, he put it in America's face by coming over here speaking to Congress. He basically told, you know, he called Biden.
But you know what the most fucked up thing that Netanyahu does? As soon as he leave Washington, he fly his ass right down to fucking Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that?
Why you think? What do you think? It's clear when you see things like that. It's like, okay.
And the Justice Department should be doing. Listen, the Justice Department should be doing something about that because we only got one goddamn president at a time. There is no way in the fuck Donald Trump should be controlling Congress and meeting with foreign fucking nationals. That has got to be breaking some kind of goddamn law.
He's interfering with government
well, Tyrone, I have to disagree with you because Benjamin Netanyahu used to be American citizen living from Philly. He's actually from Philadelphia.
Who, Netanyahu?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But Trump keep meeting with Zelensky.
So like Benjamin Netanyahu being an American citizen, he can get away with that.
Yeah, I was kind of pointing fingers at Trump controlling and writing policy and controlling these politicians.
Right.
That shouldn't be going all at the same time while we got a president.
Isn't that interfering with government affairs?
That's why I said they got to be some kind of rule against that.
Well, here's the thing though, Jay, is that okay? It's playing both sides, right? Benjamin Netanyahu is also an American citizen, but he's also prime minister of a foreign country. So if they drag it up to the courthouse, huh?
So it's a gray area now, is what you
said. Yeah, it's a gray area. So how is he going to do anything? He can't. I mean, what's the criminal justice system going to do? Nothing. They can't. Because the only thing he's going to say, well, I'm there for personal business. And that's all he's going to say. I'm there for personal reasons. I ain't there for my country's reasons. I'm there for personal reasons. So with him, and all he got to do is put it in his back pocket, come out the back pocket and say, hey, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm not from Tel Aviv. You know? I came out to America. I came out there as Israeli. And people be like, oh, okay.
You just taught me something. I did not know that. He sure was born in Philadelphia. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because back in the day. Now I wasn't alive back then. So this is back in the late 70s. This was back in the late 70s, early 80s. He used to be on a TV show in Philly.
So
Philly and Pittsburgh.
why the hell is his accent so heavy then? That's some bullshit, ain't it?
But he chooses to do that. You know he can speak English like
But he
anybody
wants
else.
to. He talk Israeli accent when he needs
He
to,
does that.
right?
He does
Yeah,
that
because
on
then he'll
purpose.
talk that American white accent when he needs to too.
Yeah, he speaks English just sound like the rest of us do. But I did not know that. He was born in Philadelphia. I learned something new. I had no idea. I looked that up. Big J is on the money with that. I did not know that.
Yeah. Because there was a documentary about how the Likud party became big in the 1990s. You remember when Arafat and what's his name? Rabin. You remember Prime Minister Rabin, the one he was assassinated. What happened though? Benjamin Netanyahu went to Washington and New York and talked to the Republican Party officials in New York, right? And he came back with a strategy, with a political strategy, and to make it seem like that he turned his Likud party into the Republican Party, quote unquote, international. And lining there talking about, so he dashed all the peace agreements, I should say, between Israel and Arafat at the time. He did all that stuff behind Rabin behind him after he died. Every little peace agreement he dashed because he linked himself with the evangelical community in America, like your naming your top evangelical preachers, your mega church like John Hagee, Jimmy Swaggart. Let me see who else. That's what happened. So
you're right. He has dual citizenship, so he can go to Florida if he wants to. There you bingo. Golly, I did not know that. Now I do. He does have dual citizenship, so he can go wherever he want to go.
Because he was on a TV show on in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and even in New York talking about how the Arabs are evil. The Arabs is this. We got to save all the the children of Israel and all the Zionists. Woo, woo, woo. That's what he was saying. So yeah.
Yeah, the crazy thing is Benjamin Netanyahu only started going that way when his ass got into legal trouble. That's when he started farming the hard right over there in Israel, because he was never like that until he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And then folks wanted him up out of there, him and his government to fuck up out of there. And now all of a sudden he's got a never-ending war going. So,
right. Even the people in his cabinet want him gone. There's people that in his own political party that want him gone. Because they see him as a danger. They see him as more of a threat than the Iranians. So yeah. And what's so bad about it is that, to make things worse, is that North Korean troops are in Ukraine. I don't know if y'all are aware of that.
Yeah, I heard.
It's not on J in theater for allies to train their soldiers, their young captains, their young colonels, how to fight in war. So they use scenarios. America does it too. Don't think America don't do it. But when there's a conflict going on, just so there's soldiers who don't have not an ounce of battle experience, not for the past fucking 50 60 years has the North Korean seen any battle experience. So that would be a good time to send them in there when Russia getting their ass whooped. Because you ain't gonna get no better trained soldier than in a losing situation. That's you gonna have a really fine trained officer if they don't die in the process. So don't I'm just saying don't overcook North Korean soldiers being over there. If you look, it's just a handful of officers. So they over there getting training, bro. They not over there doing nothing.
They get. You said they get. I'm sorry. I put the phone down. They over there getting trained to get killed.
Yeah, it's not unusual for allies to send young officers that need war experience that they plan on being in charge of some serious probably people in their military. And maybe they need somebody to replace a general with war experience, or you see what I'm saying? So they'll send young soldiers, captains, light colonels, over there to get a little combat experience, that makes them a finer soldier when they bring them back. Because especially when you take North Korea, they haven't been in any conflict around the world in 60 years.
That's true.
So you got a whole 2 generations done flew through, and nobody on your cadre got combat experience. So you got a neighbor like Russia, they in trouble anyway. Hey man, can I send me some soldiers over there to get some experience before you fucking get your ass whooped? That's not unheard of. That's not unheard of.
And what the hell is taking Russia so long to beat Ukraine? Jesus,
man,
because they getting their ass whooped, Tyrone.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Ukraine invaded Russia. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, wait a minute. At first, I'm kind of worried that they invaded Russia, though. It was more like, okay, well, you don't have, then therefore you're kind of justifying the reason that nuclear weapons might be used if you're invading a nuclear power. At this point, because like they went into Russia and taking over towns and cities. So I'm just sitting there like, well, that might justify Putin to do what everybody's scared of him. He might do.
Nah, he ain't that stupid. And think about this, Jay. Think about this, Big J. How big of leverage do you think Ukraine has when now they can look at Putin and say, "Get the fuck out of Crimea"?
Well, like Crimea is still in Russian hands, though.
That's what I'm saying. So when Ukraine got half their little cities and towns, a couple of 100,000 of they folks, and they want Ukraine out of Russia, they can say, "Well, you get the fuck out of Crimea."
True. A negotiation point. Negotiation.
Well, you forcing leverage. That's what you're doing. You're forcing leverage. The motherfucker don't want to give you leverage, but you weasel away in to get some, and now they got to listen to you. It's kind of like, kind of like how the Taliban be doing motherfuckers. They'll take a bunch of people, kidnap them, and then next thing you know, they're depending on who they kidnap, depending on how much leverage they got. Well, Ukraine just says, if it's good for you to come over here and take my shit, then I'm gonna go over here and take some of your shit, and we'll see how that works.
But the crazy thing is, we all expected this was gonna be over, and it's not over. Russia showed.
That's because Putin won't. That's because Putin won't quit. Yeah, but it's kind of like the Netanyahu thing, sis. It's kind of like Benjamin Netanyahu. Putin situation is he's Benjamin Netanyahu. As long as he's pursuing it, some people got to defend themselves, And it looks like me, So take me and you, sis. Although this will never happen, if we got into a squab or an argument, it may look like you fighting if I'm constantly the aggressor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you might be whooping the dog shit out of me. But as long as I'm pushing forward, you're gonna have to keep defending yourself. You know?
That's true.
And nobody can
But
blame you for that.
But Russia showed the world what type of shape they're in militarily by starting this whole thing. Because they should have been finished this off, and the fact that they haven't, they can't. And they showed the world what they really work with.
That kind of explains why you see North Korean soldiers in Russia fighting, is because Putin had to ask Kim Jong-un for munitions, for weapons, because he's out of them. He's out of weapons. So he had to make a deal with Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un don't use his arsenal. This motherfucker got thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of rockets over there he don't even use. So that's the reason why you still seeing this shit going on. That's why you still see it still going on. It's supposed to be over with, but Putin won't stop. He cutting deals, to keep, you know what I'm saying? So until he reach rock bottom and can't go no more, and you see his soldiers are already, they said, fuck fighting. You ain't even paying us. We're not even getting paid all this time we've been out here. So you just give it, time. It sounds crazy because it's so long been going on, but knowing how stubborn Putin is, he probably wouldn't do anything till the new administration came in anyway.
All right, guys, so I got to get off here. I'm gonna open up the lines and YouTube. I'm getting ready to shut y'all down. Y'all can call in to the number. It's in the description of the show. I appreciate everybody for calling in. Elisa, Mama's Boy, Big J, Aunt Joe, New York, J, New York.